everybody. Welcome. I'm Teri at Holding Your Space, and this is a little show I thought I'd do about the energy currently with everything going on. I know a lot of people have been very upset about um, what happened with Joe this week, that he went ahead and dropped out of the race, and the way that it happened. And I was too at first. I got to say, I was a little upset about it. I was in a quandary about it. Let's say that. Like I didn't really I kind of saw it coming, right? After he did the debate. Um and I saw that something was going to happen. And let me just say this, for a long time, my little guy's back there cleaning himself. That's Zeppelin. For a long time I've seen that he wouldn't finish out this term as president. And it's not that I think anything horrible is going to happen to him. I think what's going to happen is that he is going to bow out gracefully. That it's just he's going to need more time off. He won't be able to do a full work week. It'll be taxing on him. And so I already saw Kamala stepping in. I already saw her finishing out the presidency. Um, I think what's happened is what we will call it is a timeline. We have moved to a new timeline. So I think that's the easiest way to look at it. And if you think about time and space, which there isn't one in the quantum field, right? There is no time or space. So we have these different timelines. And you guys probably know all this, but I'll just reiterate my idea of it and see if you agree with it. And if you don't, that's okay too. But we create what we know, right? If we know it's a loving planet and that you're going to be safe and you're going to be sound, and you find ways of doing that. You create the energy around yourself. So, and I'm not saying that we don't have life lessons that we have to learn and a lot of trauma, because I've been through a lot of trauma in my life and I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way. And it's no fun. But you get to a certain point on this journey and you kind of know what you're doing. You know that you can't digest certain things, right? We can't digest a lot of drugs or alcohol or food even. Um, and that's okay if that happens. There is no judgment on the other side, but you know it's not going to be good for your body, right? Or for you the next day, perhaps, or the next day when you're trying to get your jeans on. Um, so you kind of have to look at the story of what you're doing. Perhaps you're digesting a lot of news, and we're all probably watching the news a lot right now, right? It's okay to be curious. It's okay to know about things, but we've got this deal going on. There are entities on this planet that are taking advantage of that, and it's not your fault. So, no judgment there. But they know the algorithm to your brain. They know what is going to get you hooked, whether it's computer gaming or alcohol or drugs or the news. They're going to get you. So just being aware of that is going on, and they're kind of feeding you a false narrative a lot of times. And I'm not saying everybody. There's good news companies out there, but really the way they make money is by hooking you to the news. And it didn't used to be like that, was it? Like we'd get on, maybe we'd read the newspaper in the morning with our coffee, and then maybe at night after dinner, you'd watch the news again, and then you'd watch Johnny Carson or Bonanza, Mickey Mouse Club, whatever you're into. So, just watching what you're digesting. Are you digesting a fearful narrative? Because there's a lot of that out there, and it's kind of hard to stop it. The easiest way for me is meditation. And you guys probably know I lead meditations Monday through Friday on my channel in the mornings, but any type of meditation that you like, whether it's guided meditations or silent meditations, I also teach those. And, or perhaps it's even going for a walk. So there's a lot of people that are my subscribers and they just like to go for a walk. to dance, to read a book, to write poetry, to journal. There's a lot of creative ways that you can go into your mind and out of your body, and not being attached to all the space out here and all the crazy, but to just be present. And one of my friends likes to do housework. Go figure. But doing housework is something that she really can get into and, wash a dish, watch the water, being completely present in that moment, being completely present in scrubbing a countertop. I think that's a beautiful thing. That's something I'm going to aspire to in my next lifetime, perhaps. So just being aware of that, taking your mind away from things sometimes. And like I said, give yourself space. Like right now, yeah, watch the news. It's so interesting. There's so much curiosity there. Just make sure when you're watching it out of curiosity and not out of fear. So intention is huge. Now we were talking about timelines. And so what's our story? Are we completely afraid of what's going on? Is this a horrible thing that's going on? Or can we change that story? I really think that this was already a timeline that we had going on. In my mind, we already had this timeline. And all that happened is it sped up. Okay. We're light workers here. We're meditating. We're trying to save the planet. We're trying to raise the vibration of the planet. And when we do that, of everyone on the planet, okay? So when that happens, it does speed up the timeline. And it also changes the timeline. So what will the story be? Because before, perhaps, and a lot of people used to see a lot of chaos happening on this planet. Edgar Cayce, so many incredible intuitives for years have seen so many problems. And if you talk to a lot of other intuitives now, we've surpassed that because we have raised the vibration of the planet. So I believe that's what's happening here with Biden. And yeah, we can say poor Biden, he was misused by a lot of top Democrats. Maybe, but maybe this is his plan too. I'm not saying it is, but I'm not saying it's not. He is a master statesman. He is an elder, and he knows what he's doing. I don't think that anybody's really taking advantage of him. I think this was an out that was there and probably going to happen, and it had been talked about or thought about in some way. And all that happened is the timeline sped up. So now he is leaving now, but he has ensured that Kamala has this nomination for presidency. He has gotten everything done. We did not hear from Pelosi, from Nancy during this time, did we? And a lot of people are really upset with her. I kind of wonder. Maybe she wasn't saying things. Maybe she wasn't sticking up for him. Or maybe she's in on the story and she's working behind the scenes. She's a worker. She's going to be out there getting this stuff done, you guys. I really feel like this is where we're supposed to be going. I also feel like Kamala has more freedom than we think with who she can ask to be her vice president. At first I thought, oh, I love Pete Buttigieg. I cannot pronounce his last name. Buttigieg, I think. Okay. Anyway, I love Petey. I call him PDD. I love PDD. And he's amazing. And I think that he would be so exciting. And at first I thought, oh, okay, we've already got a woman, a minority. And then, unfortunately, you might have to have somebody pretty conservative after that. Not that Pete is not conservative, but he's gay. And would that turn off voters? And turn off voters both ways for Kamala and for Pete? I don't think that's what we're looking at here. I think what we're looking at is people want a change. They want something different. And they probably even want something more different than what's being given them. But this is exciting stuff. I think now is the time to go as different as we want. Maybe we won't go Bernie different, but that would have worked back then. That was a different timeline that could have happened, and maybe that is happening in a different dimension. Who knows? That Bernie was president or is president even. Um, I do think that um, it's okay if she wants to invite Pete. I think Kamala and Pete would be an incredible message to send people. I think it would ignite the youth and the Gen Z and the millennials and get everybody kind of excited about this ticket. So, um, no matter who she invites to do it, I hope she doesn't pick another old man, right? Another old white man. So I hope it's somebody that's exciting and has a different message. I'm in love with Marianne Williamson. She is not a politician, but she is an incredible teacher. And if she were on anybody's docket as far as like, helping with something, I think that's amazing. Anyway, so watch your timelines, watch your story. What are you digesting? Is your story that, oh, it's doom and gloom, there's no way we're ever going to get it, and poor Biden? Or is your story, he's a mastermind? He knows what he's doing. He's got this sewn up. And this is actually going to be kind of nice for him. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think this is better than it could have been. Like, this is one of the best outcomes that we're going to have. So now I don't do a lot of politics. You guys know that if you know me. I keep very low on the politics stuff, but every once in a while something comes up and I feel like I have to share it. And I shared this today. If you want to go back and look, it's July 23rd, 2024, on my meditation group. And I might have been more eloquent with them because we were getting ready for meditation and we were all talking about it. And I thought it was a really good conversation that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't think this is the end. I think this is the beginning. And I think it's a very exciting beginning. I think it was masterful that they waited until JD had been picked as a vice presidential candidate, because I think JD is as far right as we want to go, like, or they would even want to go. He didn't win by a landslide, his seat. He certainly is not well thought of. I mean, he's not poorly thought of, but people just don't know him. Is he ready to be president? I don't know. That's your story. You have to figure that out if you think he is ready to be president. I don't think that many people think he has the experience for that. Here's a young man that has, nice family, interesting background, and he wrote a book. So that's all something going for him. I think he's probably an incredible person. And another thing that I wanted to say about this, because this is really interesting with this timeline. While we do still have people that are very MAGA out there, this happened on Sunday when the news came out. And I was at a family reunion. And this family reunion in 2016 almost didn't happen. I think about 5 people showed up because my family, my huge Catholic family, I didn't realize it, but I have a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles that are Republicans. And I don't think they realized that all of us were Democrats and liberals. And because it had never been brought up, the things that we talked about were about family and about having fun and how much we loved our family and trying to help our family, and how much we loved each other. And that's where we came together. And it was nice on Sunday that nobody brought this up at the family reunion. And I think that's where we're headed, everybody. So if we can be as loving as possible with these people on the other side of this voting, and they probably all have beautiful families that they love, and everybody has something that we can agree on, right? Now, there are some people that are brainwashed and they're living in fear, And it's hard for them to get to that point sometimes, but they will. They will eventually. They might still be on the planet when they do it too. So, so it will happen though. Anyway, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I hope it brings people some peace. I know that a few of the readers have gotten some pretty bad emails and um, uh, people saying things on their channel and pretty upset with them, the political readers. And I don't read politics because I'm not very good at it. And you can say, "Oh, you're still not, Teri." That's fine. That's your story too. And I'm probably not, but I do know that they are here to help people, and they have good hearts, and they have sensitive hearts. So, and I know you guys are all behind me on this. So, anyway, when people react out of fear and anxiety, um, they're hurt, so they might hurt people. So, I know that a lot of those things were said out of fear, and and you'll find time to ease your heart, and nothing has to be said about it again. It's just, reacting when we get back to it. We all love our families. We all have love to give. We care about someone or something, right? So, and we all want to live in the light. No matter who you are, where you want to live in the light, probably for the most part. So, anyway, all right, everybody. Well, have a great day. I'm going to be on tomorrow if you guys want to come over and listen to the meditation. And we chat a lot. Sometimes, rarely is it politics, but today it was really good, and it felt so good to talk about this to people. And everybody had so many great things they wanted to say. So it was exciting. All right, lots of love. We'll see you later. Bye bye.